So we have got the double 77 plus upgrade. Fully repeatable, slightly better requirements, but only by one. We have got 6 rare, minimum gold 11. So this is pretty much the standard now we're going to get. Now, I feel like the only way or reason why they might put the requirements up in terms of 11 cards needing the rares is because we do have the SBC storage.
If you need coins in FC25, Lootbar.gg has you covered. They are the cheapest trading platform on the game, 8 to 10% cheaper than any others, 8% off if you use the code JT11 at the end at checkout, plus you get 5% extra on coins, with the fastest delivery system going, used by many FC25 creators such as Zorky, Manny Plus, and even Pro owners. So if you need any coins, head over to lootbar.gg, make sure JT11's in the promo code, and hopefully you enjoy.
So obviously with this, we could put 100 cards in. They can be fodder cards. They don't have to be fodder cards. They can be completely 75 and above. So you could literally have technically, what, 9, nearly 10 upgrades in one here. If you had 75s all the way up, all rares, all commons, all that jazz, you could have a good set of upgrades already. Now, it's only 9. It's not going to break the bank on EA, to be honest. But that is kind of where I'm seeing it, like... Already we've got 6 out of there, granted 80 to 81s, but that is going to be 6 more than what you'd have had last year, unless you're using the transfer list, which obviously you can do again this year. So I can see where they're going with it in terms of adding more requirements, but it still doesn't kind of go away from the fact that maybe more SBCs are going to be a bit more expensive. So it's going to be an interesting one to see. Now it is fully repeatable. I did expect this to be the fully repeatable one because obviously last week we did get it 3 times a day. I was assuming because it was early access, it was obviously in the Ultimate Edition, that they weren't going to quite give us the big one. And that seems to be the case. So let's have a look at our first one. Can we get a walkout? No. Okay, we're just going to get centre back, Austrian. It's going to be Danzo, I think it is. So the question is really how can you grind this completely? Now, the big thing is you don't have to kind of do one at a time if you get a duplicate now, because obviously we can just put him straight in the storage. So that is one good thing about this. We can just continually grind that way. We also have a preview pack. Okay, and the way that you'd kind of grind this right now, there's only a few ways because naturally there isn't that many kind of packs out. There isn't necessarily a great deal of objectives or upgrades that are giving us crazy amount of fodder packs, and we don't have no exchange yet, and I can imagine the exchange will come. We did get La Celso today as well, so grinding that out should be fun. So the way that you kind of do this is the old school way. You've either got finish what's in your club and kind of grind through them, which is going to be the standard way at the moment. There isn't necessarily going to be a kind of overhaul of cards that everybody's got, because naturally, if you've not put points on, there's a very limited amount of packs that you would have done by now, because we've only had like 1 week of rewards. A lot of people may not have even had the chance to go into the rewards yet, because obviously squad battles, if you got the game on Friday, then obviously you'd have only had, a day and a bit to be able to grind that out. How many rares have we got here? 4, 5, 6. So that's already kind of put everybody at a disadvantage if you've bought the game for the standard edition. So really, the cards you should have is going to be through either FC points, through getting a very, very good card in terms of a walkout that's tradable and being able to sell it for more cards that way or more packs that way. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we go through with this. But in terms of the grind, centre mid Brazil, Serie A, Edison. Oh, Douglas Luiz, of course. So them two are going to go back in the storage. So really, if I'm thinking, what's the best way that you can grind this out as much as possible? Well, it's not necessarily going to be completely life-changing in terms of how you do this, but it is going to be through the upgrade packs themselves. So obviously you've got the 3 commons here, we've got the 2 rare here. Now you could ask yourself, would you prefer going to do the 77 double with 6 rares, or would you go and do this 2 rare gold pack, which is 75 plus, but is 11 commons at a minimum? Now, I would say that the gold upgrade is always very standard, tried, tested, always reliable to be there, and most definitely will never leave you hanging on a double gold. The only problem is obviously there is a lot of 75, 76s, and normally whenever they bring an upgrade out, you can either tell the weight of it if it's either really good or really bad within the first hour or two, because you just go on Twitter and you'll see the pack pulls. So the way that I would grind more of the 77 doubles in the long run, if that's my aim, because it'll work for both gold upgrade and obviously the 77 double, we would start with the bronze upgrade. You'd do a bit of BPM, you'd get the bronze upgrade going, you get into the silvers. You then take the silver upgrades, and obviously you can go get the free common gold pack. Now every, 4 of these you're doing, you're getting at least a gold upgrade pack done. Because it's 11 commons, what you would do then is you'd have the double chance. I'd go in and do my gold upgrade, and then I would take all of the rares from there and basically put them within the 77 double if I want. Because obviously a lot of the commons you will get naturally, and especially with a silver upgrade only being a free common pack, the only way to get the rares then would be to then get them in the gold upgrade. So I would make sure I'm keeping at least 5 of the gold commons, because obviously I need them for the 77 double, and I need 6 rare cards. So you can either go buy the commons if you wanted the extra, or you can go buy the rares, which will be a bit more expensive. And then, so for instance, them double upgrades obviously can go 2 rares straight into the 77 double. So if I've done 3 gold upgrades, I've had a chance at free walkouts if possible. But then also, if I haven't, then I can go ahead and put these within here. So obviously we could go ahead and go new, if it's going to let me, new, and then we can go ahead and put these already back into here. Obviously then with a 77 double, say if I've got something that I really want, or a duplicate, the best thing is you've got the SBC storage. So even if you finish on one, so for instance, say if this is 2 duplicates, I haven't got enough to be able to go and do another one, they can go back in that storage. So it's always vital to make sure that storage is completely clear when you are opening packs. We've got to walk out. Centre back, Brazil, Gabriel, is he a walkout now? I'm assuming he is, because I got a feeling, but he's not an inform now today. What is he, an 86? 86? I mean, we'll take it. We'll take a walkout at the minimum. You've got a bit of fodder there, so we'll absolutely take that. So, for instance, we've obviously got Gabriel and Danilo. Say I've not got enough to do any more, I can just put him in the storage. So it's definitely a game changer in that aspect. Obviously, before we had the exchange, I can imagine that will come after like the first month or so. But also, it's good for the 82s and 83s that we don't want to put back in just yet. So when you come to do the next one, say you've done a few gold upgrades, you've done some bronzes, then obviously we can go ahead and then put them into the gold upgrade, then into the 77, and you keep doing the process again and again. Now, obviously, it's going to be long. That's the whole point. If you're not going to buy points, if you're not going to buy coins, then obviously it will take a bit. The bronze pack method is definitely within full swing. You will find some things that will sell, and you'll find some things that don't. For instance, you want to just be keeping all the players you can, because that's going to be the way that you do it. And if you do find someone, even if it is 200, we find her right here, Simpson, she goes for 200, we'll sell her for 200, because everything else can go. So for instance, we've made 325 plus the 200, 525 with 4 players put into the club. Meaning I spent 200, what did I say, 500. I spent 250 on 4 players. You're not going to get better odds than that. Obviously, it will take a little bit of time to get the players to do the silver upgrade, but trust me, it will go so quick. And if you do manage to find somebody that is worth a pretty penny, then obviously you're in your absolute money bags. There is always going to be bronze that are extinct. Sometimes you won't get a player. We've played, We've put 750 in, we take 300 off. We spent about 400 coins on 4 players again, or 3 players. And it just keeps going round from there. Normally the rares do sell, at the minimum just put them up for 200, but you will see a lot of the time they normally do go at least for 200. Sometimes if they're in the big leagues, you might find them going for a little bit more, and if we do get the league SBCs at any point, they'll go up even more, which is perfect. But you're mainly looking at major nations, major leagues, major teams, as we see for this Bayern lad, with evolutions coming out constantly, they will be changing in price massively, and sometimes kits can sell. And really, other than that, that is kind of the way that you do this. It is just a constant grind round. If you want to do it for complete free to do unlimited amount of picks, this is the way that you do it, and you just have to keep grinding with the process. Like I said, if you want to do it quicker, FC points for packs, that is always going to be quicker. If you want to buy coins, then obviously use the link below, but also that is still going to be very quick to get rid of the coins as well. So the grinding process for right now is pretty much the bronze, silver into the gold into the 77, or you just keep going with the gold, and then once we get more gambles like the 82 triple, the lone hero, the team of the week upgrade, you just put every bit of fodder back into there. Let me know how it helps, and if you've managed to get anything. Peace.